I'm b-boy Rikrok. Full name is Jedor from Sweden. We're in Malmö right now. Have JC to interview me, and I'm with an organization called BAM, Breaking Association Malmö. Recently started to be able to get funding and do projects and connect the b-boys locally in Malmö. That's what I'm doing right now. Used to be in my own private organization called Rikrok Breaks, just to connect to beginners and to have events promoted. I'm in a crew called Antimatter. We're not very active, but when there's competition, we just pick anyone that wants to be in the crew, because Antimatter is kind of, it doesn't matter who's in the crew. Yeah, this tour, it goes way back from 2 years ago, when I got the idea from a friend that it's possible to apply for funding and do cultural exchange. Because we have government money in Sweden that we can use for projects, but it has to be very well defined. And as it happened, I had an idea, or got an idea from several different perspectives. I have been dancing for 11 years, and I just love the wonderful thing about dancing and hip-hop is the creativity and the freedom, and that is people are equal in the culture. Doesn't matter where you come from, what age, or anything. So I was looking for creation in my own dance. Like my top rocks is getting stiff. I'm not moving correctly. I'm going in patterns that I do all the time. I'm copying people, so I need to find my own style. So I went to dove into salsa. I dove into Afro styles in Malmö, because we got a lot of people traveling here, living in Sweden from different cultures. So I was exploring kind of. I also did a lot of hip hop before, popping, crumping, commercial street dance, but I was kind of lost. So while looking for where to go, I was thinking about, I go to Cuba maybe, where the culture of Malmö I could apply for, to look for the mambo. But then I saw a TV show has the name We Speak Dance, international program, and they did the coverage for Lagos. And I thought, wait. The mambo and all the Latin styles, they originate from Africa. So if I want to go to the roots of the music and the musicality, I need to go deeper. And Lagos is it. It's the biggest city in Africa, I guess. So if I was looking at some place, that should be it. Also, I had the opportunity to listen to a talk from a Swedish ex-prime minister talking about digitalization and the global changes, huge scale. Also, I was studying environmental science, so a lot of things added up to things are going to happen in Africa, especially in the most populated places, that will have a great impact on the world as we know it now, and how we will look in the future. And he actually said that there will be 5 times more as people in the nearest future than there is right now. Population will grow immensely. People in Africa will get educated. They will demand from their governments to provide work and infrastructure. And we know that our way of living in Europe and US is devastating. Our way of consumption is ridiculous. There's so much waste here. So I also wanted to look on the hip-hop perspective in a social sense. The first time there was a struggle. I needed to apply 4 times. I had a grand tour that I wanted to cross several African countries, but my funding was decimated, and I actually went without knowing if I would get anything. So I paid it by myself. Victor, though, he set me up at a hotel, so I didn't have to pay for accommodation when I was in Lagos. So it was a struggle to get there and get the visa for Nigeria. But nothing like the struggle getting visas for Nigerians to go to Europe for an exchange or a tourist visa. That was a struggle, because I invited 2 people, Victor, b-boy Invincible, and JC, of which only JC got the visa approved. Was very strange to have my own government first give me funding for the exchange, and then another part of the same government says no, you cannot invite the people for this exchange. The reason was that Nigeria is very unstable. There is no work. It's very hard to make a living in Nigeria, so they assume that everyone going to Europe will want to stay. Also makes sense, but I mean we had validated that okay, this is cultural. We're working to grow hip hop and do an exchange, and they still said no. We appealed. JC got approved. Victor no, though I went to the High Court in Sweden. But still, we made it. We made the trip. JC's been here for almost 4 weeks. Had a plan for the tour to go to Copenhagen, Malmö, Linköping, Gothenburg, on Oslo. We made all these cities connected to, I would say, 30 or 40 really nice people to get connected to, not only in Scandinavia but even in Vietnam, for example. Because people has been traveling to Europe and Scandinavia during this period. The goal of the tour was to give different perspectives on organizing and get funding than JC and Victor has let me know that you're struggling with, because you don't have funding for any events. We work totally different, and mainly your events is based on competition. And I think your hip hop should cover it is battle form. It is expressing, build your own space, protect it, stand tall, and be proud of yourself. But it's not at the expense of everyone around you. Like you don't put people down or step on them. Then we're not in hip hop anymore. And going only competitive is going on the wrong direction. So you guys are dope building your competitions and events, and you have a really strong dance scene in all styles. But I was missing the jam part, the ciphers, the having fun, the connectivity between people. Because when I went to the event, people came there, they warmed up during the cipher, just a small cipher. Then it was competition, and then it was over. There was nothing more. People went home. So I was thinking, I was missing the fun. Okay, it was fun in watching the competition, but everyone wasn't a part, only the people competing. I was looking at all the people around, and they were enjoying the show, kind of. I'm diving into the social events. That's why I made an event called Pre-Deal. Is the first chapter of the original event in Oslo called Real Deal. They have a really nice what's the word I'm looking for? The idea of the event is no competition. Bring very creative DJs, have them play for 6 hours at an arena where, like a skate park with big balls. So people need to do a lot of small ciphers, and there's no room for acrobatics or big power moves, because there's no space. You need to use the little space you have, and everyone is challenging everyone in creativity and actually having a lot of fun. Having some beers, maybe dancing, eating something, going for a swim afterwards, the after party with live bands playing. People socialize all like for 48 hours. Eat, sleep and dance. I started this one solo as an idea of my own, inspired by other people. But then I went to Lagos to have some peers on your end, not just one, but maybe many. And hoping that those peers could come to Europe and Scandinavia, and those peers would build more, like Rings on Water. It was only one peer came over, but still, now you have 30 connections. And hoping to bring a bunch of people down to a bigger event next year in September. Because then a lot of Africans will be traveling to Lagos, and then we can build all those rings from a bunch of b-boys from Scandinavia, and we can get things growing, then it's not just about me and JC, but there will be a lot of people connecting, sharing, and creating. But we're a bit spoiled compared to you guys, because we can use cultural money in Europe and Scandinavia, and we have dance studios, man. There are sound systems set up for us. We can use it almost anytime we want. There are outdoor spaces. Sometimes you can connect to available speakers on Bluetooth and just play music and dance, man. Going to Lagos, we went to the National Stadium. It's concrete, there's no light. It's really hardcore, man. Yes, it's total difference. I want to give a shout out to Loud Bass, NBC, and NBO also, and all the heavy b-boys and b-girls in Nigeria and all of Africa.